What's up, people? It's your boy, Leveled Head, back with another video. We're going to get it in this video. I think y'all going to really enjoy what your boy got to talk about this afternoon. Anyway, before I go into that, I want to focus in on this right here. I think I'm just tired of this game. I'm not an Assassin's Creed, enthusiast. I don't really follow. Let me put it like this. This is the first one I ever bought. He might be like, you a gamer and you ain't never bought Assassin's Creed? Yep, never bought it. This was the first one that intrigued me. All the other ones didn't look that great to me, didn't really pull me in. But for some reason, last year at E3, this game really was something that I thought I wanted to play. So I copped it this past December. And I'm going to say it like this. When I first got it, the graphics blew me away. You know what I'm saying? The gameplay, the way you fought and maneuvered and parried and blocked and countered was just beautiful to me. The storyline even seemed epic to me and all that. But after a while, man, I would say about a week or two in, this game just got real redundant. I got tired of traveling back and forth from New York to wherever else I had to go, back to New York, to a ship, climb up, kill this dude, climb down, back to New York, back to... I mean, y'all let me know. Am I tripping, or is this great game just totally, redundant? Because they got Black Flag coming out a year later, a year removed from this game. I mean, how much development time have they really had to put in Black Flag, folks? And this game is, had a little bit of time between, well, I don't know. I don't follow Assassin, but I think it had like at least a 2-year spread between the last one. Maybe it didn't. I'm not for sure. But if they already come with a new one, and this one is as redundant as it is, should we really be looking for a Black Flag? Anyway, I regress. Leave that down in the comment. That's something you could talk about. But let's get to what I really want to talk about. And by the way, this is one of my favorite games of all time, folks. On the system that you should have played it on. Anyway, let's go. So, I checked out a video just yesterday by the one and only Dr. Trey. And let me say from jump, I totally and absolutely 100% agreed with everything he said in the video. Now, he started off talking about the hypocrisy or the foolishness that is spreaded, the propaganda, the negative propaganda that is spreaded from all these folks in this YouTube community and gaming abroad, the journalists, like I did in Nintendo versus Stupidity, that Nintendo is one beat away from the Dreamcast, what I'm saying? One heartbeat away from being 6 feet under. And, he kind of dealt with that. But then he went and he started to talk about what, I have to be honest with, we all been thinking, what is going on? Why is Nintendo not hyping, not advertising, not promoting this system? And how this is why it's not selling. It has nothing to do with no games. It has nothing to do with the graphical capabilities. It has everything to do with no hype, no advertisement, no commercials outside of what they do on computers and commercials on that type of stuff. But no real public TV. You watching the news or you watching SpongeBob if you're a kid, or you watching the NBA game and a Wii U commercial come on. None of that. So I really agree with that video. And then today I came home from church. Was relaxing, started watching the 2 basketball games that came on, the one I caught, Clippers versus New York. Watching the game, and I checked out Mr. L live. And he hit on something that I had every intentions on making a video about, but I just hadn't got around to it. And I'm going to give it to you, brother. Perfect. You right on the ball with what you said. Now, in this video, he kind of went back through what Dr. Trey talked about. Then he brought it home, and he started talking about what Nintendo was doing. They're gathering that data. Now, that's what I want to talk about. And I want to... He didn't go here, so I'm going to go here. I've been thinking, like Dr. Trey, what is Nintendo doing? What is Nintendo on? Where is their mindset with this Wii U? Why are they not advertising? Why do they not have an abundance of commercials that compel you to go pick up this system? What are they doing? So I was reading an interview, and I read this about 2-3 weeks, about a week and a half ago, actually. I think sometime the week before last, I read this interview. And, well, it was on March 7th, so it was actually last week. It wasn't the week before last. It was this past week. But, or I don't know, it's somewhere, either last week or the week before. But anyway, it don't matter. New York Times, or the Time magazine, did an interview with Shigeru Miyamoto. And in the interview, they asked him a whole bunch of questions, but it's 3 questions that he asked that I want to talk about that kind of brings everything into light, impossible light, that we can kind of see what Nintendo is doing. First, they asked him, you know what I'm saying, they asked him about the sales. One of the questions he asked Miyamoto about was the sales. And he said, you know, what's going on with the sale is, you know, it's lackluster, you know, it hasn't been selling. And Miyamoto said, well, are you talking about long term or short term? Because he asked him, was he concerned? He said, well, short term, yeah, we would like it to be selling more than it is. You know what I'm saying? It could be selling more. We would like for the momentum to be better. But for the most part, we only concerned about long term. And he said, as far as long term go, we see the Wii U has a lot of life in it. And he said, but at this moment, even though we would like it to sell a little bit better in the short term, we're not even concerned. We're not at panic mode. So that was the first thought. This is Miyamoto. Now y'all be like, well, he's not, you know what I'm saying? He's not the CEO. He's not one of these folks. He's just a developer. Man, Miyamoto got a lot to do with the function of Nintendo and what Nintendo do and how they move and how they operate. He know if they was tripping. So he said they wasn't tripping. Then he's like, so, you know, he said, where's your mindset? What is Nintendo's mindset? What are they trying to do? What are you trying to do with the Wii U? And this is where it brings it home. And this is where I feel like we all need to be talking about. Nintendo, Miyamoto said that their focus is on online. Now, you'll be like, well, Doug, online has been here for a long time. The Xbox, you know what I'm saying, Sony PlayStation 3, online, but but I want to contrast this off of the Wii and similar talk that they had with it. Remember when they came out at E3, when the Wii U was announced and they was talking about the Blue Ocean strategy and how they was going to disrupt the industry. They're not just focusing on the core and the hardcore. They want everyone to play. The Wii is for everyone. They want your grandma. They want your grandpa. They want your sons and your daughters, your mother and your father, all in the same room with your friends and your cousins and your nephews and uncles. And they all playing the Wii. And you be like, well, you know, they're not going to get into this. You know, my grandma and grandpa ain't studying no games. But what happened? They got a whole new demographic of consumers playing games. They made the consumer base grew because of the Wii. And then you saw, like they always do, you saw Sony and Microsoft coming up and trying to get a little bit of that pie, a little bit of that cake. You know what I'm saying? Can I have some crumbs of that cookie? That's what they were trying to do. So you hear Nintendo talking about, or you hear Miyamoto and Nintendo saying Nintendo's direction this time is online. Now, brings me back to Mr. L Live. Now, you look at that situation, you can compare that to the Wii and what they did. And then you look at why they're not, what Dr. Trey, why are they not hyping? Why are they not promoting the system? One, I believe they don't want to get trapped in the current generation systems. They don't want to get trapped being compared to PS3 and Xbox 360, which the journalists and in this gaming world, this YouTube community, all trying to compare Nintendo Wii U, and it's just a little bit better than the 360. It's comparable to those systems. It's not true next gen, right? That's what everyone's saying. That's the argument of the day. The Wii U is not true next gen. The GPU and the CPU and all this, that, and the other is not true next gen. We ready for a graphical leap. That's what the PS4, that's what the Xbox, whatever it's going to be called, the Rango 720 is going to bring. All right? So Nintendo is trying to avoid that direct comparison. So they're not saying, so that's part of the strategy. Two, it goes back to Mr. L Live. Nintendo is gathering that data. Now, in the same interview, you hear Miyamoto talk about, they asked him, so why did the Wii U come with the update at launch and y'all coming with more updates later on this year? Why was none of that stuff ready at launch? Now, this is a lot of the online aspects of gaming. So he said, well, in our testing, you know, it's a lot of things that we wanted to draw that we could not get in-house testing. We only can get when the system is out in the real world and we can draw tangible data from real situations. Now you look at that. You look at Miiverse. When you go, if you don't own a Wii, hard 8. If you don't own a Wii, you don't know Wii U, you don't know what we're talking about. When you go to Miiverse, everybody is complaining, upping, liking, you know, fussing, you know, praising, however you want to call it, is all on Miiverse. If they like a game, they display it in Miiverse. If they don't like a game, they display it in Miiverse. If they like the internet aspects, they can display it and they put that in their conversation in a little message in Miiverse. If they don't like it, they put that in the message of Miiverse. Now you got all these millions, 2-3 million people just giving Nintendo free data to prepare themselves to correct whatever needs to be correct to make this OS and the internet aspect and the online capabilities of the Wii U that much better. They couldn't draw this in testing. So every complaint that you will have, every praise that you have had, Nintendo is just eating that data up. They're not only just going to Miiverse, they're going everywhere. Now, what did they say? Now you hear Sony PlayStation talking about, you know what I'm saying, and you hear Microsoft talking about what Nintendo already talked about. You know what I'm saying, being able to access your data from your system on your phone and on your tablets and all this, that, and the other. When Nintendo's like, well, we're going to put it on your phone. You're going to be able to access Miiverse on your phone. There's a whole bunch of things Nintendo is planning to do that we have not really seen the creative mindset of what they're trying to do. They talked about it, but they have yet to show it. Now, they're already answering the call with the graphics. You got Criterion with this Need for Speed Most Wanted Wii U. They are already answering the call and contradicting and debunking the fact that Nintendo can't handle next gen graphics, because they already added the PC textures and all that into the Wii U version. So it's not going to be compared to the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. This game is being compared to PC versions. High end. That's what they said. That's what Criterion said. So they already answering that. And as the games roll out, the graphic argument is going to be more and more debunked. Nintendo is setting themselves up to be a part of that next gen argument with the online features, with everything else that they're gathering all that data from whatever we say in Miiverse and on all these communities and different things. Nintendo was eating it up, and they finna to release the answer, release the update that they need to release. So what I believe is, and I compare it to like two couples that's wanting to get married but don't have enough everything they want prepared for the actual wedding day. So they go down to the courthouse and they get married, but they continue to plan their wedding day, the ceremonial, when they go, you know, jump the broom. So they get married, and then they invite you to their wedding. Even though they're married, they go through their whole I do and they all that there. I believe Nintendo in 2012 wanted to just get the system out, and they knew they done enough to get who to buy it. Now you look at this community and you hear these folks arguing and talking all this stuff and hating on the Wii U, but it's funny that most of them own it, right? Some even own 2. They don't even want to share it, so they bought their wife one, right? Now, you look at that, who really bought the system? You hear these testimonies of folks, nobody knows about it. So who is this 2.63, 0.05, or 0.06 million folks who bought it? It was core to hardcore gamers. It was the true blue Nintendo gamers and all those who was curious, the next gen 720s, the the BGs and all that. They bought this system. So Nintendo know what they doing, folks, but they finna roll it out. E3 and beyond is finna be nuts. But anyway, leave your comments below, like, subscribe, follow. This is your boy Levelhead signing out. Peace.